We all have a baseline level of happiness that we experience daily. Some of us have a higher happiness baseline than others, but it stays pretty consistent our whole lives. Sometimes something really great happens and we feel happier than the baseline. And sometimes bad things happen and we go below the baseline and feel negative emotions. But eventually, you return to your normal day to day level of happiness. This process is called hedonic adaptation. Hedonic adaptation is good when we're sad because we eventually adapt and return to the baseline. But how do we get and maintain those greater feelings of happiness without returning to the baseline so quickly? Well, sometimes we jump on the hedonic treadmill and chase it. Here's an example. You jump on that treadmill to feel happier and buy a beautiful new couch to impress all your friends. This is called hedonic consumption, bringing you hedonic value. But one day you realize it doesn't bring you the same level of joy. You spent all this money and the hedonic value quickly decreased. Even people who win the lottery tend to return to the baseline after the novelty of winning wears off. Back to the hedonic treadmill they go. Well, let's take a look at the factors that set our happiness baseline to give us insight. Some research indicates our happiness baseline is largely affected by genetics. Not a lot we can do about that. And it's somewhat affected by circumstance, where we work, who we live with, what our environment's like. But we still have some control to tip the odds of happiness in our favor. So, how can we influence more control over how happy we are? Here are 3 tips. Number 1, add several small pleasures to your day. This can be a cup of coffee, calling a friend, or spending some time in nature. Number 2, learn to savor your positive experiences more. This is as simple as focusing your attention on delicious food and feeling grateful for it. Number 3, volunteer for a great cause. Altruism is linked with greater levels of lasting happiness. If you're someone who is naturally happy, this focus on the good can help maintain those highs longer. If you're someone who's naturally less happy or who faces a lot of challenges, this extra attention to influencing control over your happiness will help you experience higher levels of happiness. Join us at the summit to learn more about the psychology of happiness.